I'd like to acknowledge the men sa gobyerno. Nandito ngayon kasama ko si Secretary Lorenzana, who is the Defense Secretary, the Presidential Advisor for Military Affairs, si Arthur Tabaquero, General Eduardo Anion, other Major Service Commanders, Colonel Eric Binoya, Commander 403rd Brigade, officers and enlisted personnel men of the 403rd, 403 Infantry Peacemaker Brigade, fellow government workers. Meron akong usually, may speech talaga ako. It's about mga 2 pages. Kahiya naman ng biyahe ko dito, tapos yan lang ang basahin ko. But I would read it because I was reviewing the documents last night, including the briefers. I find it very appropriate. Kaya lang English, but I'd like to say it first in our dialect. I'd like to thank the officers and men of the Armed Forces of the Philippines for your contribution to the country. Ang iba mga kasama ninyo contributed their lives, and iniulit-ulit ko to. If there is anybody who is sadder, if there is a word, sadder, na mas malungkot ako, kasi I declared martial law. And I was the one who ordered the armed forces and the Philippine National Police to go to the places where there is violence, to go there and fight for the government, at yung iba, their lives. So every time na mabasa ko yung briefer, I say a general prayer, but nakita mo na mayat ako, I kind of grappling with the loss of lives. Pero sa bagay, lahat naman tayo mamamatay. There's always a time. But masakit lang sa akin kasi wala namang presidente gustong may magpatayan sa kapwa niya Pilipino. I mean, it's not going to wage a war, if possible, against your own people. But we are forced to, by circumstances, at ako naman, by constitutional mandate, I have to do it. Otherwise, I would not only be a failure as a president, I could even go to jail for just not doing my constitutional mandates. So, you have the pinakailalim sa puso ko yung paghinakit ko sa mga panahong ito. But wala akong magawa eh. And it would appear now that I am the second president of this republic to declare a martial law. Sino ba naman gustong ganun? And I want to end it as soon as possible. But I must be assured also na the Filipino people, the nation, is safe. Ganito yan eh. It's not even the martial law powers dito sa papel. Papel lang naman yan, sa totoo lang. It's nothing compared with the fighting and the dying there out where there is trouble. But in our, lahat pare-pareho tayo ng oath of office. We swear to God, to Allah, and to the people that we will protect and defend the Filipino nation. That's the long and short of it. Wala, baliwala yung konstitusyon kung talagang magkagira-gira. Kita mo yung ibang mga, not to criticize them, but just saying a few words, this is a democracy. Karami ko ng sundalong patay, pati pulis. At mga sinasabi pa nila na hindi pa bagay mag-martial law, just for the sake of being on the other side. And as a lawyer, you have enough gray matter between your ears. Does it call the brain? The problem is they are not using it. And, sa ibang araw na lang. I have criticized them for lahat yung mga restraining order, mga project ng gobyerno na hindi natatapos on time because of judicial interference. That's not really what you would call part of their duties. But anyway, the majority of the justices sustained me at hindi naman ako man-declare ng martial law kung talagang hindi pwede. Ika-abogado ko. And we won by an overwhelming mandate. It was only one. Ang lahat pumayag, but ang iba naman gusto ng Marawi. Paano yung spillover? So you have to really use, and that's the reason why you have the chief of staff and you have the defense secretary. But in fairness to these guys, nung nasa Moscow kami, when I was informed that critical, maniwala kita hindi, walang military makasabi sa presidente, mag-declare ka ng martial law. No military would ever do that. One, it's out of order. Second, respeto. Because yung the use of word martial law, mabigat yan eh. Gera talaga yan. So I would tell you now, frankly, nobody, but sabi nila, sir, the situation is critical. So I was with General Anyo, General Lorenzana. I know him before when I was mayor 23 years ago. He brought the Scout Rangers 2nd Regiment to Davao City. I was then the mayor. That's why we know him. I know him. Kami puro yung along the way na mayor ako for many years, nakilala ko sila. So sila ang nagsabi, the situation is critical. Sabi ko, are there civilians killed? Yes. Are the civilians part of the fighting force, innocent? Sir, mga bata ba? So what might be critical to the other idiots of this planet is critical to me. Kasi namamatay na yung mga tao. So I declare martial law to save lives and to save the Filipino nation. Yun ang... Now, in doing so, I have to declare martial law and you have to fight the war. Mabuti lang kung magpirma. Magkasali ka doon sa away, ibang istorya yan. It's not easy to do that. But you are called upon to contribute your share of nation building, and sumasaludo talaga ako sa inyo. So, huwag kayong you will not be the last in this government of mine. Lahat ng mga equipments ninyo, lahat ng kailangan ninyo, kaagad-agad yan, bago. I bought you costing about billions of itong mga hospital equipments. More than once, and I have ordered specifically government that my presidential plane or planes gagamitin to ferry the wounded soldiers to Manila, especially those needing immediate and urgent medical attention, which cannot be done in the provinces. I bought you a barrack high-pressure thing. Lalo na kung wounded ka, hindi naman masyado, for 3 days, you are not extricated, and there is gangrene. Kung maipasok ko lang doon sa makina na yun, it can arrest the infection mahabol instead of putol o So these things that you need, binili ko na lahat yan. And I am sorry to inform you that I was only about 2 months president. I visited the AFP hospital. Napakamaraming kulang. Ano, do you believe it? Itong gobyerno na to, aywan ko noon pa to, na ikakabiding lang, kaya sinabi ko kay Ubial, no? Do it in 60 days. Or do it this month. Kung hindi din yung palitan yung procedure, kayo ang palitan ko. Si Secretary Ubial mismo. Don't give me that shit about bidding process. Ano. Kung wala naman magnanakaw dyan sa masali, at bakit patagalin nyo ng gano'n? Sabi ko, change the procedure or I will change you. Talangan mo lang natin. What I can guarantee you guys, pagkamatay kayo sa bayan ninyo, hindi kayo lugi. Walang korupsyon dito. At lahat na dapat sa inyo, mapupunta sa inyo. Lahat ng mga baril, lahat ng mga ano, sabi ko kay Defense Secretary, bago. Hindi na ako tatanggap ng helicopter baski kanino, Gema Amerika o I will not accept second hand. Magbili tayo ng atin. Kung hindi natin kaya, magbili lang tayo ng 5 muna, 6. But ako, gusto ko yung Air Force. There are 12 if 50 A's there. Baka makalabas ako siguro, maging mga 24 yan. We don't have to be a credible Air Force for our country. Pero sa inyo, walang problema. And may sabihin ako sa inyo, hindi ako nagpapalakas ng atay ko sa inyo. I do not need personal loyalties. That's the least of my worries. Pareho lang tayo. You are as important as me in this government. My life is your life is not less important than mine. Akto, presidente lang, but kung presidente ka, what? What do you contribute to your country? Sometimes you should die also. So, ang inyong makuha dito sa gobyerno na to would be one of the best. That will be the best years of your, kasi naabot rin ninyo. Baski noon sa Davao, I do not allow any policeman or military man going to jail for doing their duty. Yan ang maasahan ninyo. Ngayon, sige lang, demanda lang kayo. Sabi na, salvage, fine, go ahead. File the charges. I never really interfered. When they said that it was murder, fine. Because there will always be a time na it would be my call. Lahat ng pumasok sa gobyerno at nagtrabaho at sinunod yung utos, at kung legal naman, bakit ko papayagang ikukulong? Paki mga pulis, minsan ganun talaga ang style dyan, I will never allow a policeman to go to jail for doing his duty on my orders. Itong martial law, anything that happens here, the consequences, good or bad, it is my responsibility. I and I alone. Akin yan. Kaya sige lang sila dyan. May demokrasya to yan. But there will come a time, demanda mo, hearing kayo, tapos may judgment. Oh. Pagkatapos, akin na. Bakit kayo magka-problema? May pardo naman. Pagkatapos ang sentensyado, dito, bigay mo sa huwis yan. Restored to full political and civil rights. And a promotion to both. Wala nang diretso. Ngayon, kung yung mga abuso na, hindi naman kasali sa trabaho yan. Pero magprangkahan tayo dito kasi puro batikos na kaninyong mga police, army mo. Wala akong army nang umaabuso. Ang utos ko sa army, pumatay. Kung tingnan ninyo abuso yan, problema ninyo yan. So I have to save a country. So that's my guarantee to you. Tsaka bigyan ko kayo ng baril lahat. Kasi, hapon na. Kayo kasi palutaw-lutaw. I've been mayor for, my father was governor of Davao. Isa lang ang probinsya noon. I'm quite familiar with military and Ijago yung tatay ko. And itong mga pulis. Maglabas kayo ng kampo pag lutay-lutay lang dyan maglakad. But if you think that you do not have a gun, then dapat walang enkwentro. Itong mga, unahin ko itong mga NPA, hindi ko talaga maintindihan ang utak niyan. Gusto, ayaw. Gusto makipag-usap. Gusto sumali sa atin, makipag-away. Kaya hindi ako pumayag. Kaya baka lang mga sundalo ko ang tama sa likod lahat. Nandiyan kaya, hindi ako sigurado. Ngayon, gusto na makipag-away. So, our focus now, dito sa Marawi, is distracted. Parang may lamok na sige. Nakasahit ka na dyan. Pasok dyan sa tainga mo. Yan ang NPA. Naman naman, gusto makikaibigan, gustong talk. We talk, then, damn it. Sabi ko, mabuti pa doon. Isa na lang ang kalaban namin, lahat. But in the fullness of God's time, this will be over. And there will also be changes. We will not forget our brother Moro. We will rebuild Marawi. Pilipino yan. Ang problema lang, napasukan tayo dito ng 2 reliyon. But that is not really the issue. But it has been the moving factor dito sa gulo. Wala kayong maano sa akin because ang sabi ko nga sa atin, my grandmother is in Maranao. Ang nanay ko ang mestiza Maranao. Ang lolo ko Chinese. But my father is Cebuano. Wala akong I do not have that kind of bigotry na pero ako, basta tayo, the Republic must be able to survive and we must remain strong. I will assure you that you will be strong and I will protect and defend you. Yan ang maasahan ninyo. And you will have the best of everything in terms of equipment at lahat. And you would be comfortable. Yan lang ang maiwan ko sa inyo. Maraming salamat sa contribution ninyo and for our comrades in arms. We just say to God that may you bless them and ask God to bless us all this afternoon because we have a task to do. Salamat. I can maybe spare you something like wala na ang relo ko, binigay ko sundalo. So, I can, mga 5 hours.
Magandang hapon po, Mr. President.
Yes.
Ang tanong ko, maraming mga proyekto na papasok sa mga barangay, lalong-lalo na dito sa probinsya ng Bukidnon. Pero mayroong 10% na tinatawag na revolutionary tax na kinukuha yung mga New People's Army NPA. Pag hindi magbigay yung contractor at saka barangay official, sinusunog yung proyekto na sa barangay. Mayroon bang ano bang solusyon ng pamahalaan ito?
Yan, solusyon na sa Pilipino. Kayo ang tingnan mo, gusto magdala ng gobyerno, that is really extortion. That is just a matter of semantics. Call it revolutionary tax. Actually, it's extortion. Kaya nga may away tayo. Ang kaya nga, hindi kami papayag, I refuse now to resume the talks with them until they stop itong extortion. Kasi sasabihin ng tao, babayad sila ng buwis, wala namang protection kasi hinihingian sila ng NPA. So, the only way is to, I do not want to continue the fight. It has been there for 50 years. I'm supposed that everybody started killing people for 50 years, but if they wanted another 50 years, ang gobyerno walang magawa. It's plain extortion. And if they want to continue to resume the talks, one of the things that I would demand would really be that they stop the extortion activities.
Mr. President, are we pushing through with the extension po of martial law? Malapit na po kasing matapos yung 60 days.
Ganito yan eh. Martial law was declared for the Mindanao Island because that is an anticipation of a spillover. I said, I have nothing against, I have a Maranao blood. But yun in Central Mindanao, nandyan yung Lanao del Sur, Lanao del Norte, then you go left, that you have the Zamboanga Peninsula na marami, pati you go right, nandito yung Maguindanao, nandyan yung Buldon, nandyan sila. And so this spillover could create more trouble for us. That's why in anticipation or to prevent or to prepare for a spillover or a simultaneous uprising, it has to be Mindanao.
Mr. President, maayong hapon kanimo. Mel Velez, CNN Philippines, Bukidnon News Stringer. As we know, Metro Manila and even Cebu have gone too far in as par the economic growth. Unsa to pagbaglantaw, Mr. President, as par sa ato sa Mindanao?
You know, Mindanao relatively is just a new country. Bago lang itong Mindanao eh. Cebu has been there. Ang architect gani nila there sa ilang City Hall, basi pag si Magellan, matagal na yung Cebu, that's an old city. You can't compare it to Mindanao. Mindanao is a frontier. Kaya nga ito may gera because ang Moro feels displaced. Na sila yung nauna dito, which is really correct. Historically, they were ahead ng Islam by almost 60 to 70 years. Islam was already in Mindanao. Kaya yung pumasok dito na mga Cebuano, or just, but hindi naman natin alam na ganun ang sitwasyon. We do not have to die for that. That is not anybody's fault. That was the creation of imperialism, which had we had been here at that time, would not have happened. Because we would never agree to it. But you know, Islam ang Mindanao, tapos the rest of the country was converted to Christianity. It was also bludgeoned into submission.
Pahabol po, Mr. President, may quake daw po earlier sa Visayas. What are we doing? What is the government doing about that, sir? May help na po ba para sa mga residente? May quake po earlier sa Visayas, earthquake po. 6.5, yes po. Bago lang po, very recent lang po.
Wala namang nasira. Mahina yun. By that time, it could have caused massive destruction, but there's none. And actually, to be really very, very frank with you, nobody can foretell a disaster. That's why in the insurance business, disasters are called or categorized an act of God. Just for want of any other term to use it, a massive destruction. Typhoons and earthquakes. Ang kategory niyan sa, kami mga abogado, we call it an act of God. So ang God na nito ang ating habulin. Kaya mo. Ha? Pisa natin yung mga pare.
May mensahe na po ba kayo sa mga nanonood na ngayon from Leyte po affected by the quake? Yun lang po, last question.
Again, ma?
May message po ba kayo ngayon sa mga affected po ng quake doon sa Visayas? So maybe they're watching po live right now.
Well, we are doing everything the military is doing its utmost. I am here for the time being that there's a raucous in central Mindanao. I'll be spending most of my time here. I'll just fly to Manila once in a while to fulfill with the protocol duties. But I have to be back again until such time that peace is restored. But we are already almost more than halfway. matatapos na to.
Sir, good afternoon. Victoria Tulad of GMA po sa Manila. Sir, there's an article po sa Reuters na sinabi na you pushed for talks with the Maute Group.
No, I didn't that. No, he's a pretender. I'd never talk to terrorists, that's one. I will never talk to criminals and to terrorists. But I would talk to revolutionaries who are imbued with a principle of their, kagaya nitong MIMN. I talk to them because what drove them to fight government is the rising nationalism. Kasi nauna nga sila dito, dumating yung Amerikano, nauna na pa ng Espanyol, then we were colonized. Kaya ka nagkawatak-watak tayo na ganito. Islam na nga ang Mindanao. At ano ba namang kasalanan natin pumasok itong mga Espanyol? Pati Amerikano. So that is how it began. But we are here to preserve and ask, and I plead to the Moro people, who are my brothers, who are our brothers. We do not want to fight, we do not want to kill. And if we can just stop fighting, okay ako. But for those criminals, mga terorista, wala.
Sir, pero yung Maute Group, did they come to you? Nag-initiate po ba sila ng deal para matapos na po yung gulo sa Marawi? Thank you.
Well, the MIMN probably have started initiatives there. But kung magaling sa akin ako maghingi sa mga kriminal pati terorista, imposible. Tsaka marami na akong patay na sundalo pati pulis. Huwag nila akong biruin, mag-istorya-istorya lang tayo. If there has to be peace, it would really be peace. Huwag mo akong laruin yung away ngayon, tapos bukas. Let us finish this once and for all.